And welcome to another live session, a live video by Xavier. And my name is Veerle. I'm a host at X, and I will be hosting this Q&A about fitness. And today, Javier is joining us, and he will be answering questions that you might have on regarding fitness. So Javier will join the video now. Hi.
Hi there, Veerle. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. How's the audio? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very clear.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, maybe you can introduce yourself shortly for the watchers, the viewers.
Yeah, sure. So good evening, everybody. My name is Javier Wanga. I'm 38 years old, almost 39 actually. I live in Capelle aan de IJssel, which is close to Rotterdam, and I'm a fitness instructor at X, where I come, when the gym is open to help all the people that are members at X on their fitness journey. And unfortunately, the gym is closed because of the whole Corona thing. So we are trying to create content at this moment for everybody. For example, the 15 minutes of abs and content like that. Next to that, I'm a CrossFit coach at CrossFit Rotterdam in Rotterdam. And I do this on a daily basis. We actually opened up the gym recently because we can do workouts outside. So
Yeah.
that's the nice thing. And but all this time when the gym was closed, I was helping the whole gym doing workouts from home, which is actually very relevant still today. And I think also a nice topic to discuss right now, right here in this Q&A, because it's a relevant topic, and I think we can discuss that. So yeah, that's my background, mostly on the fitness side. Further back in the days, I was doing a lot of judo. So yeah, always being into sports.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good and very helpful, I think, for questions that people might have.
Right.
Because now that people are a lot at home, of course, yeah, we have to be a little bit more creative with our workouts.
Exactly.
Sadly, we cannot go to the gym at X, and it might be for some people quite hard to know how do you get started with a workout at home, because this is new to people and you don't want to buy all these expensive weights and stuff. So yeah, maybe you have some tips on that.
Oh, absolutely. It's quite a common mistake for people to think that they can't get fit with minimum equipment. They always think, oh, I need a full gym, otherwise I won't get fit. But unfortunately, the whole world has been exposed to this crisis and are forced to stay home, so you need to get creative. But next to creativity, there's motivation. And if you're not motivated, then stuff can get really tough if you want to get to do workouts. So the main tip that I have, regardless of the corona rules, keeping distance, social distancing, is to get motivated. And you get motivated by engaging with others in a likewise situation. If you're really disciplined, of course, you can work out as much as you can in your living room or in your garden. But at one point, yeah, it gets boring, especially if you don't have a program. So it's very important that you get the motivation that you need and stick to a routine. Because if you don't have a routine, at least I'm speaking out of experience, without routine, it's basically guessing what I'm going to do today. Whereas if you have a schedule, if you know what you're going to do tomorrow in terms of workouts, then you know what to do. There's no questions. You just do it and you do what it says and you follow a program. That's my method. That's my ethic. that's what I would suggest for the people at home that are still struggling with getting fit during these quarantine times.
Yeah. And where could people find these kind of programs?
Well, obviously at X, at the TU Delft, we have the opportunity as X members to get in contact with fitness instructors, and they are very, very glad to help you out if you are a member at X. And it's going to be very personalized as well. So if you make an appointment online, you will get an actual instructor face to face or by call or by email. And that person can craft a very nice workout schedule for you to stay motivated and to tell you what to do so you know what to do. And it's very personalized. So we will not send you on your way with a bunch of questions, but in fact give you a structural program. Next to that, of course, there's a lot of stuff on internet. Again, you are not alone in this situation. I think everybody, especially here in the Netherlands, yeah, all gyms are still closed. So
Yeah, and everyone's
yeah, so it's not that you're the only one. Everybody struggles with this problem, and get your hands on a program, either from X, and I hope you'll of course get it from X, but give a shout out to me as well. I'll be glad to help you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I think now with Corona, a lot of people are actually really struggling with um, finding themselves being less in shape, maybe because everyone's still spending so much time at home. But
yeah,
also people that just really want some extra motivation.
yeah,
So of course, for everyone, this the goal is very different. To
yeah,
maybe lose weight or to gain more muscle.
yeah.
Um, and I think what is I see someone says even with a broken ankle, is it possible to
Well, I
to
can
sport?
reply on that. That's
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, injuries in Corona or not Corona doesn't matter. Why should an injury hold you back from exercising? Obviously, with a broken ankle, I wouldn't suggest to go running or something. But there's so much you can do in terms of adaptive training, um, strength training with an injury. Um, Me myself, I've been experiencing um, loads of injuries, but that has never ever stopped me from training. You just work around it, and
yeah,
one negative incident is a positive effect on something else. For example, if you have a weak ankle or a broken ankle in this case, or weak knees or whatever, there's upper body stuff that you can train. And the other way around, if you have a problem with your hands or your wrist or your shoulder injury, get to squatting, make those legs stronger. So there's always options. And especially now where you have to be creative and, seek help from us or anywhere else where you can find. Yeah, so don't let that hold you back.
yeah,
One other thing I want to address is when training at home. Obviously, you don't have access to the machinery we have at the gym. Um, my tip would be to okay, gyms are almost opening up again, so we're kind of late with this advice. But I hope in the meantime that you're smart enough to have thought about it yourself. Is to get your hands on something that you can use for weight training, and that something is literally a dumbbell, or a kettlebell, or a jump rope, or an elastic band, or something that allows you to do resistance training. And those things are not that hard to find, really.
it doesn't have to be expensive either,
No,
right?
no, not at all. You can find those things on Marktplaats even if you want to grab a second hand. But honestly, those things are not expensive. Or maybe your old neighbor has something that he's never ever used before. So ring the bell, ask to borrow a dumbbell or whatever, and use it.
Yeah,
There's so much you can do with a single dumbbell. I know by fact because I use a lot of dumbbells myself for training. And also the people that I train or advise on training, there's a bunch of stuff you can do with a single dumbbell or a single kettlebell. So yeah, do not be restricted or let the home workout hold you back, um, because there's so much you can do. And again, if you're wondering what you can do, there's a bunch of examples. I can explain some right now, but
Yeah.
don't forget, as an ex-member, that you have access to our knowledge and our database of programs, and we are
Yeah.
very glad to help you there. But just to
Yeah.
give you an example on how you should train at home, we also get a lot of question about how many times should I train, how many times a week, what is good for me, and what should I do. Um, it really depends on your goal. For example, are you the type of person that wants to lose weight, or are you in need of more conditioning, or are you seeking to get stronger? All those things are related to each other, and your training week or intensity or frequency should be based on your goal.
Okay.
If you are the typical person that wants to stay generally fit, the main advice would be to not focus only on strength. You should combine that with fun stuff as well. So you combine strength with skills, with gymnastics,
Mm-hmm.
with conditioning, and all those things in the comfort of your own house or in the park or wherever. So don't just think about bicep curls or bench presses, because, yeah, again, you are not at the gym, and while you're at home, you might as well work on your overall fitness. Um, I'm I'm the type of person. I have a background in CrossFit. I'm a coach in CrossFit as well. So it's what we do every day, and so therefore I kind of preach about it because it's my job.
Yeah.
But especially in these times, and CrossFit has always been with minimum equipment anyway. We're not like a gym, so especially now in these days, where you don't have access to machines, well, guess what? You're the machine right now, and you can work on your own with a single dumbbell or a jump rope, or get something heavy, lift it up, and start squatting with it. All those things you can do. So again, if you're a beginner athlete, always make sure that whenever you do training, there's at least a day of rest in between.
Okay.
If you're an advanced athlete, you can combine stuff and even work up to 2 or 3 times back to back in that week if you want. But it doesn't make sense to train the same thing today that you did yesterday. And that's how I come back to my previous topic: change it up, combine stuff and make it fun. So if you're looking at, for example, a 5 day of training week, you could, for example, do some running on Monday combined with some light strength training. And light strength training could be body weight training, like push-ups and sit-ups and squats, and combine that with running, burpees, stuff like that. Something that gets the heart rate up, and then
Okay.
combine it with strength training. On the next day could be a rest day, depending on your fitness level. But if not, you can go ahead and grab that dumbbell or kettlebell and do some actual strength work. Build the muscles. Do some bicep curls, floor presses to work out the chest, weighted squats to work out the legs. Don't forget, guys, and I know I said guys, but I mean everybody, of course, but we have certain people that only like to train the show muscles, if I may say so, the muscles that you see. But there's so much more that you can do with accessory training, the smaller muscles for the better stimulus of the brain. Because never forget that the bigger muscles are triggered by the smaller muscles, and there's the brain muscle connectivity that always have to work together, and people are not aware of that. So
No, I didn't know. So
yeah,
there's
they
a
don't
metaphor beside
exactly.
it.
And you see it all the time. The big guys, they come into the gym, and the first thing they do is go walk over to the bench press and do some benches,
Yeah.
and then they leave. So
Yeah.
that's definitely not what I would suggest. always think about the other types of training as well. The accessory work is so important. So if you can get your hands on an elastic band, for example, there's a lot of variety in training that you can do to get the smaller muscles working as well. And again, what to do with those exercises? Bunch of stuff, either internet or give us a call, and
Yeah.
we'll be really happy to help you out. Coming back on that training week, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I think also like for this, what you just said, that there's so much more than just a few
Right,
muscle groups or something. That it's super important to have some professional advice on this rather than
exactly.
making it up yourself, kind of.
Well, thank you. So, yeah, as I was talking about how a training week should look like. So again, combine that stuff with conditioning and light strength training, and then on another day you can do actual strength training, and another day you can start working on some skills maybe. Who says that walking on your hands or standing on your head or doing some gymnastic stuff that you thought would never be possible? Hey, if it's a safe environment, you find yourself a nice big field with grass and it's quite safe. You see children playing, doing cartwheels and stuff like that. Um, Go ahead and give it a try. You know,
Yeah.
the body should be able to adapt. You should not be building too much muscle because otherwise you can't move. Be flexible, work on stability, all that stuff. And actually, when you're working on your mobility, making the joints flexible, that actually adds value to your overall fitness. So it would be a good idea to not only work on strength training, but combine that with body weight movements and conditioning.
Okay.
So I think that should be the major takeout, especially during quarantine training where you don't have access to a fully equipped gym. Get creative. And yeah, I think if you're looking for information on that, at X, I think I can help you out there.
Yeah, I think the main point is really about this combination of things. So like changing it up and not only every day the same muscle workouts, because then it gets boring. But
Oh
apparently it's
yeah,
also not. You don't really
yeah,
get the results you want, perhaps.
yeah, yeah. And you know the if you do those bicep curls, of course, by all means, go ahead, and it feels really good. But especially when you're done with those bicep curls, but then 1 hour later, trust me, the pump is gone if you if you don't do it correctly.
Mm,
And again, your body needs conditioning as well. So grab that bicycle or grab that rower if you have access to a rower. Do some jump ropes in the garden. You really try to combine that stuff and try to become an overall athlete. That's how I would like to see it. Yeah.
and then Selena, she asked if the schedules are they adapted to the equipment that the person has at home.
Absolutely. So again, you should of course inform the instructor that you're talking to what stuff you have available, what equipment do you have at home. It doesn't make sense for an instructor to program something for you that you don't have.
No.
So no, even if you don't have anything, the instructor will help you make a full body weight program uh, that fits your needs. Again, based on your level, beginner, novice, advanced, trying to lose weight or not, injury, especially injury as well. All that information is needed for us to create your own personalized program.
Yeah, I think that can be super useful.
Yeah,
Yeah, and could you maybe give an example of something that you could do with one dumbbell for example, training your legs?
sure. Should I show it?
Maybe, I don't know, explain it with.
I'm actually in a really tiny room right now. But if you have a pen and paper, sorry, I don't have really room to move. But if you have a pen and paper, you should really try to search for dumbbell squats, dumbbell split squats, dumbbell Bulgarian split squats. Um, there's glute bridges, there are hip thrusters, all this stuff. It might sound like Chinese to you if you've never ever heard of these terms. I can understand that, but and all these exercises that I just mentioned are exercises that you could even do without the dumbbell. The dumbbell is just
Okay.
there to make it heavier. So
Okay.
yeah, that's the nice thing, and people are not aware that, oh, if I need to do bicep curls, I need a dumbbell or something, a machine, cable machine to do bicep curls. But that's not true at all. Not true at all. You can grab anything you like in order to make the exercise heavier. So those leg exercises are just a few examples that I mentioned. And if you add a dumbbell, you'll just make it heavier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And do you maybe have a tip on something else that you could use in the house, except like besides actual stuff that is meant for working out, but maybe some
Uh,
other stuff that everyone has at their house?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when we first got into this whole quarantine a few months ago. It was a big hype to get a grocery bag and fill it up with potatoes
Mm.
or water bottles and anything that you like, even a sports bag or a backpack, and you just carry it on your back and just start squatting. You know, those are typical items that you can use for resistance training. And are you aware, member at home or the viewers that are tuned in, that if you work under tempo, that you make your life harder? For example, if you squat down for a squat to train your legs, what's harder? Squatting down fast or squatting down super, super slow? It's not a trick question. You can stand up right now and do it and try it out yourself. But tempo training, taking your time, lowering into the movement is so much harder than regular speed training. And if you add that little dimension to your training, oh God, you will get so much stronger, build more muscle, and gain faster. So adding tempo to any type of exercise is definitely a way to go, especially now during this quarantine training at home. If you have, for example, a water bottle, okay, it might not be heavy because it's only a water bottle, and it's definitely not comparable to a heavy dumbbell. But if you have a water bottle and you add the tempo that I was just talking about, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will feel it.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So that kind of stuff is it's what we do all the time at the gyms that I work at, and definitely a big tip for the people at home.
Yeah. So maybe like rather than rushing through your workout because you just want to get it over with, maybe really take your time as well and
Yeah,
take
absolutely.
time for the
Yeah,
movement that you do,
yeah.
like for the reps that you do. Yeah.
All right.
And people that may um, not really know where to start, because we also got some questions about that.
Yeah,
Like, where do I start? Because I have, for example, I would have no experience in working out at all. Should I just go straight into it and do it like every 2 days, or how do I start?
yeah. No, it's a very fair question. I would want to advise people that have never ever done sports in their life before, which I cannot imagine. Everybody must have done something. um, to
I
get in
hope so.
contact with us. Yeah, I hope so too. But really, to get in contact with us, because if you want to start from scratch, again, you need some guidance. And if you don't know what you're doing, you might get overtrained or you might hurt yourself, especially. And since you're working out at home, nobody's there to watch you. If you come over
Yeah.
to the gym, we are there. We can help you, make a schedule, make a program, give you advice, but the gym is not open. So please do get in contact. Start off slow. And always start off slow. 2 times a week is a good start. If you want to up your game to 3 times a week, that's also fine. But keep in mind that minimum day of rest in between your workouts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good tip. And
Yeah,
also, I think it's good now that things are opening up more again. People can take it more outside rather than only in their houses, because I remember last time when I was speaking on the other Q&A, it was mainly everyone was still inside, and it was things weren't that open yet. But soon, sport fields and stuff will open as well, hopefully, and yeah, we have a little bit more interaction as well, rather than doing it all by ourselves.
Right.
So,
And I'm not sure how much time we have left, but there's one major topic that we haven't really discussed. But you cannot talk training without talking about the other topic that we forgot about, and that's nutrition, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that deserves a whole nother episode or an whole other session. And we should, of course, let the experts talk about this topic. I know we have a nutritionist at X, so it would be good to have a session with the nutritionist from X as well. But people at home, please do not forget that if you want to see gains or improvements or some positive results from your training, then if at one point you are reaching a ceiling, like you notice that, okay, I'm working out every day or so many times a week, and I know I'm stronger and a little bit fitter, but I'm stuck. Most likely it's because you're not doing something with nutrition in terms of the amount of calories that you take. Are you taking enough? What is the balance between the macros? So the proteins, the fats, and the carbs that you eat, is it balanced out for your needs or not? Stuff like that is so important to realize what effect it has on your training. So if you're constantly thinking, I'm training so much, but why am I not losing weight? Or why do my muscles not get bigger? Stuff like that usually is related to nutrition. Or nutrition will play a big role in that question.
Yeah.
So I know it's not the time right now to discuss or go into detail, but if you seek more information about it, go and find it.
Yeah, and also about eating, someone has a question, whether you think doing sport at home motivates us to eat more as well, especially doing exercise in front of your refrigerator. Yeah, that is...
Who's that? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Try to refrain from opening up the fridge and grab the bad stuff, like the candies and the sodas and the bad carbs. We all need carbs, but we are very quick to grab the nice stuff or order a pizza or something, especially when you're stuck at your house. Be smart about it and eat based on what the body requires that day, rather than feeding the need or the mental need of being at home, and quickly change your eating habit. So try and stick to the program, don't overdo it, and stay away from the fridge.
Yeah, maybe don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. It's also a good tip. Or make a list or something.
Right.
And then the fridge isn't that full either.
Right.
Can the fitness instructors also make a schedule that you can do in groups, for instance, with 6 housemates?
Yeah, of course. It might take a little bit longer, but I think it would be a good idea if you have 6 housemates to set a goal together. And that way you make the life easier for the fitness instructor as well. So rather than making 6 individual training programs, it would be nice to have a common goal. For example, all of you want to get stronger, or all of you want to get more general fitness up. Then of course it would be nice to have a group program and work out together. Again, the motivation of a group is so much better than being all alone and doing workouts. So if you have a common program and you do work out or live together, perhaps, I think if you have one household, it's even safe to say that you can work out together as you are one household. So yeah, it's definitely possible if you come to the instructor with a common goal. It would be easier for the instructor to make you a program.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's really nice if people can motivate
Thanks,
each other.
Natalie, for that question. I saw it coming in.
So yeah, I think with that we can round up. So I think we had some really nice answers, and the main some main topics about having a good balance in between workouts and changing it up a little bit. And
Right.
if you want a personal scheme and program, then and you have an X card, fitness instructors, and they can really help you with this. So yeah, I really want to thank you for
Absolutely.
our Q&A and for answering these questions.
And thank you, Werner, for hosting it.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking for some personal advice, Javier also has Instagram, so you can follow him there. And yeah. And then we close it up with this. Thank
All
you,
right.
Javier.
Thank you too.
And stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.